All right, today we're talking about something that's going to let you tear down the walls of your DAW. It's called Crescendo, and it's basically a programmable audio sandbox where you are in complete control. So let's just get right to it. You know that feeling, right? You're deep in a session, you've got this amazing sound in your head, but the plugin you're using just can't quite get there. You've twisted every single knob, you've tried all the presets, but its core DNA is just fixed. Don't you just wish you could pop the hood open and just rewrite the thing yourself?
Well, that right there is the fundamental difference we're diving into. See, your typical plugin, it gives you a finished product. It's a car with the hood welded shut. Crescendo, it's totally different. It hands you the keys to the entire factory. You get the raw materials, a custom programming language, and you get to build the exact tool you need from the ground up.
So what exactly is this thing? Well, officially, Crescendo is a free programmable VST plugin. That means it works right inside your DAW. But what it does is let you design your own custom instruments, your own audio effects, MIDI effects, even crazy sequencers, all completely from scratch. Think about that. It's not just another synth to add to your collection, it's a whole environment for building your own.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around how this works, we've got to look at its architecture, kind of peek under the hood and see how Crescendo actually thinks about sound.
So every single instrument you build is broken down into this really logical three-stage signal flow. It all starts with what's called the common section. From there, your signal moves into the layer sections, and then it all wraps up in the post section. It's really just like an assembly line for crafting your sound.
And this setup is just super smart. First up, the common section. Think of this as the main control room. It handles all your global settings, all the MIDI coming in. It's the foundation for everything that's about to happen. Then you have the layer sections. Now this is where the magic happens. This is the heart of the instrument, where the actual sound gets generated. Each layer is like its own mini instrument that you can trigger. And finally, everything gets sent to the post section. This is like your master bus. It takes the mixed down audio from all the layers and lets you slap on some final effects and polishing.
Okay, so now that we get the basic layout, let's talk about the really cool stuff this unlocks. I want to highlight two features that are honestly total game changers. You just don't find this kind of thing in your average plugin.
First on the list, dynamic sample generation. And trust me, this completely flips the script on how we usually think about using audio samples. Okay, so think about a normal sampler, right? You load an audio file. That's it. It's a static thing. Any effects you add happen in real time, which, eats up your CPU. Crescendo's approach, using this command called render, is totally different. It's a preprocessor. It actually generates brand new samples on the fly when the instrument loads. So imagine you want to create the perfect kick drum. You could take a sharp click, a thumpy body sample, and a deep sub, and Crescendo will literally combine them, process them, and bake them into one single super optimized sample before you've even played a single note. And this is where you really see the insane level of control. The render command lets you apply a full ADSR envelope, attack, decay, sustain, release, to each of those individual pieces before they get combined. You're not just fading files together, you are literally sculpting a new waveform from the inside out. This is how you can build these massive evolving pads or weird hybrid textures that sound super complex but are actually incredibly light on your CPU during playback.
All right, let's move on to the second power feature, the generative sequencer. And I want you to forget about your standard piano roll here. This is not just a MIDI player. This is more like a programmable, creative partner that helps you compose.
So what does that even mean? Well, instead of clicking notes into a grid, you're manipulating a virtual tape of MIDI data using code. You can use logic like, if this happens, then go to that part of the sequence, which lets you create these insane patterns that never repeat the same way twice. You can set up probabilistic triggers like, hey, this hi-hat only has a 70% chance of playing this time. Suddenly you're building your own generative music systems, from simple random chants to complex stuff like Markov chains, right inside the plugin itself.
This completely changes the game. Your sequencer goes from being a dumb machine that just plays back what you tell it to an active, creative partner. I mean, just imagine a sequencer that can actually improvise along with you, all based on rules and probabilities that you designed. That's what we're talking about here.
So when you put all of this together, this flexible architecture, the dynamic sample rendering, the generative sequencing, what's the big takeaway? What does it all mean? Well, it comes down to one thing: total creative freedom.
And that really is the whole philosophy behind Crescendo. It's not here to hand you a bunch of presets. It's here to hand you a toolbox. It's about giving you the power to build whatever you can imagine. Your instruments, your effects, your rules. Period.
At the end of the day, Crescendo isn't really an instrument in the traditional sense. It's more like a workshop or a laboratory. It gives you all the raw materials, all the codes you need to invent something new. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to build first?